Howdy, folks. We're in Virginia, and Virginia is for haters. Virginia sucks. But these domas are delicious. These are the Trader Joe's ones, and I take it back. These are good. If you get a tender bunch. This one's good, but the one I had before, each one was just like velvet. So, I am in the process of selling out, and I'm okay with it. Had that job interview today with the Element Lab in Cincinnati, and he liked my style, which is crazy because I literally didn't say much. In these job interviews, I kind of just sit there and I'm like, I don't know. But he was like, yeah, you definitely would be a good fit. So, and I like how at the end he's like, yeah, they're just gonna process some paperwork, just make sure you're rehireable, make sure you didn't tell everyone to go fuck themselves when you when you left. And in my head I'm like, did I do that? Thought about doing it, talked about doing it many a times. Don't think I did. No, I completed the exit interview. Pretty sure I'm hireable, but who knows. So yeah, now all that's left is just see what their offer is, I guess. But I was so excited, I wanted to go to jiu-jitsu. So I drove to Ryan Hall, Crying Ryan Hall, the UFC fighter. I drove to his gym and walked in to train, and they were trying to charge me like $30 or $50. It's called 50/50 gym. Maybe it was 50. I don't know. It was an insane drop-in fee. When I was like, I just want to roll. I don't care about taking the class. They were like, yeah. And then I read drop-ins or open mat fee is $15. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? Fucking Craig Jones? You ain't Craig Jones. So that was strike one, and I just was like, alright, and left. And then I drove to the other gym, Kyotera's gym, and that was even worse. They wouldn't even let me train. They were like, no open mat for non-members. And I was like, looking at people in the gym, I'm like, by members, you mean a bunch of fucking white belt scrubs? They were doing like the most basic warm-ups and flailing at him. I was like, alright, peace. Left them horrible reviews, because that's my style. And yeah, Virginia's gay. I did meet two cool Middle Eastern guys, but other than that, sucks. A lot of ugly people here, man. Most people are ugly, which I don't really care, but just something I noticed. The gun violence makes sense. The martial arts are expensive, the people are ugly, so it's going to create tensions. I'm skipping Delaware, because, I don't know, man, the East Coast vibes, not my thing. Maryland was dope, but I mean, I didn't go to Baltimore, so. I bet Baltimore sucks, too. My mom said she went to see Alice Cooper in the 70s in Baltimore, and it was nothing but afros. She couldn't even see the show. Like this. Nothing but afro. So, we're gonna crack a cold one. These are expensive. I just need 6 packs of ciders or something. Said I had to buy a 9-pack of seltzer. Stiff ass seltzer. So, what else? Yeah, selling out. So, it's so weird. If all this comes to fruition, it's like, wow, I just came full circle. I'm working for the same company I was working for 3 years ago. 4 years ago? 2018, yeah. And in a similar role, different role, but in a state that starts with O, Brohio. I'm excited though. I already looked at houses. It's cheap enough. It's cheap enough you can afford it, but at the same time, not that cheap. Um, yeah. I'm not that sad that van life is coming to an end if that's what happens. I can still travel just with intention. Um, Plus, like, yeah, like it's been a week without jujitsu, and I'm just like, can already tell I'm a little testy. Um, yeah. So, is it selling out when it's where I should have been all along? Maybe the van life was running. I don't know. I kind of need like a job to define me in a way. Not really define me, just anchor me, I would say. Otherwise, I am just floaty. I'll just float away. I don't really need it for direction. Yeah, I just need it for roots. Roots in a social network, in a way. Because a lot of times, yeah, I'll be at places and I'm like, I'm not going to be here long enough to even bother making friends. I also realize I'm a people pleaser. Like, a lot of the van life has been just introspective. So I guess that's been good. It did give me a chance to just focus on who the fuck I am. And the more I like learn about myself, I'm like, fuck. I mainly learn like not bad things, just I guess truths. But yeah, definite people pleaser. That's why I tend to not want to socialize because I'm like always trying to please the other person or whatever. So I sell myself short or don't even be myself. So social interactions become tedious and laborious and unpleasant. And that makes sense now because I am a social person when I am being myself. So it's a bummer in one sense, but in the second sense, it's nice to know. It's like in jiu-jitsu when you just get fucking darsed all day long and you're like, God damn, this sucks. But then in the beginning, you don't even know what you're getting hit with because it's such a strange submission. You're just like, well, getting choked out again. Or the Anaconda, the whole head and arm series. But then eventually you're like, you realize what the fuck is happening to you and you're like, okay. And then pretty soon you just start trying different things to get out of them. Then eventually you get out of one, and then they put you in the other. Eventually you get out of that one, and they put you back in the other one. And then it's just this back and forth. And I guess eventually you learn to escape. So, when I put it in that connotation, it's easier to swallow. Because it's like, alright, so I'm a people pleaser. Step one, figuring what's been fucking me up. Step two would be try something to escape that. Yep. I guess just awareness of when it's happening. Because when I was in Pittsburgh and I was making friends with those dudes, one of the dudes needed a suitcase, and I was like, kept talking about getting one at like a thrift store or something. I was like, I've been to like 50 thrift stores and seen like 50 suitcases. And like I really wanted to just get one and be like, here you go. But that's total people pleasing. Because he didn't ask me to do it. And then they randomly talked about a flea market, and they're like, "Didn't you say you went to a flea market?" And I couldn't remember if I told them that, because I did go to a flea market, but like I don't remember when, where, how that was. It was just strange. So I've only been to one flea market. I'd have to go back and check the videos and see when it was, if I even had the chance to tell them that. But yeah, it's excited to be recognized. Like, in terms of human design being a projector, because he was like, "Yeah, man, your skills are spot on. You know the element system." But at the same time, I'm like, I can see the bags under his eyes. He's only been with the company 3 years. And then I also hear they're talking about numbers and reporting, and part of that is going to be why they're bringing me in, and I'm like, oh, it's all making sense now. Everyone at that lab was complaining that they don't have time to do this or that and this and that, and so the numbers were getting not reported, and corporate was like, that can't happen. We need to hire someone. So, like forecasting budgets and whatever. Which is fine. I thought it was going to be a little different of a role. I thought it was going to be more schmoozy with the customer, but I don't think it's going to be that much, but I don't know yet. I don't know. That lab's like booming for medical. It's also not stupid jab stuff. It's like replacement hips and spinal stuff. So it's like actual medical things that people need, which is cool. I thought it was going to be dumb shit. I also saw that the gym I went to before I went to Queen City Grappling, Alliance or something, that's in Fairfield, where the lab is located, just had their just won Nogi absolute brown belt for Worlds. I was like, holy shit, he's just a big motherfucker, but he won Nogi Worlds at brown belt. I was like, damn. And I think he's going to start teaching, so that's exciting. But yeah. I feel like I almost do better with roots. I have a stellium in my second house. I don't know, this is just weird. Also, the street that Planet Fitness was on, where I did my interview, was called Relocation Road. It's like, interesting. And then, yeah, so, who knows? Could be, it'll probably be like 1st of December or something. And I'm sure I'll pass a drug test. It's cool. I just wanted to tell you guys that. Douglas, what do you think? He's ready for a home. Yeah, like, fuck it, buy a house. I feel like that's the best way. I thought being mobile was like the best way to thwart off any impending doom forecast situations, but it is and it isn't the best way. It isn't because you're also reliant on how much fuel you have at any given moment. So unless you're rolling around full tank all the time, which I ain't, and also like you could be in the heat of it. Right now, a fucking tsunami could hit the East Coast, and I'd be like, shit, why was I here? It's not gonna happen while I'm here because of me. I built this reality. But having a plot of land and then making that your like homestead is definitely the way to go. I don't know, it's crazy how many people told me I was living the dream. Mainly like grapplers, like rolling around to other gym. I'm like, yeah, man, it's, I don't know. Just super grateful when a gym doesn't suck. Like, I would have paid the drop-in fee at 50/50 if it's not the first thing you fucking do. Like, let me get on the mat. Let me see the people. I don't know. Literally, it's like pay us. Like, and I even mentioned the free trial, and they're like, that's for people who live here. I was like, I live in my van, so technically I live wherever I am, right here. I don't know. Plus, part of me likes leaving 1-star reviews. Not a people pleaser in a way. See, there's this dichotomy within me. I'm also like a weird. It's weird. Because then I was reading like the characteristics of people pleasing. I was like, 80% of those resonate with me. But then there was like, follows everything society has planned and laid out. And I'm like, that is not me at all. And there was like one other thing. It was like struggles to like go by the beat of its own drum or something. Like, that's not me at all. I mean, it's a little. I would be weirder if I was more confident. I don't know. I would definitely be way weirder. But this is just. If my social skills were better, probably I'd be weirder. Because in my conflict resolution, maybe. I don't know. I just always feel like I'm kind of doing something wrong, in a way. Not wrong, just enough to be scolded. Like right now, I'm taked up 5 parking spots, and like, if I would leave the van, I would not like to look up to get yelled at by someone. I would just do my thing. Oh, but someone literally parked in the spot behind my trailer this morning at 6 a.m. and was just like idling their shitty hoopty. I was just like, it sounded like they was right behind. I was like, there's no way they're right behind. It just must be, I can hear it. And then they left, and I was like, oh, thank God. And they came back at like 8 a.m., and I was like, motherfucker, I was about to fall back asleep. And so I opened the back door, and they were literally like 6 inches from my door. And I was like, bro, like, this is not what you do. There was like 12 parking spaces before the next car. And I was just like, dude. Like, I would love to just meet that person. They're obviously an NPC. Obviously Truman Show. Pushing me out of Virginia. Pushing me out of the East Coast, because it's like, you don't belong here. You belong in the South. Yeah, I don't know. Super prejudice here. I get why there's so much gun violence. If I had a gun. Right, Douglas? Right? Right? Wow, I've had one hammered. I've yet to use my mango slicer. AKA the vagina slicer. Careful. I went to buy mangoes, but they didn't have a price, and I was like, I'm not really hep to how much mangoes should cost. Like, avocados, I know. Apples, mainly. Pears, I know. Berries, don't really know that much, but mangoes, I have no idea. I would say 50 cents is a good mango price. I could be wrong. $1 might be good, I don't know. also have a, like, annoying shoplifting habit. Not shoplifting, just like petty theft, let's say. I guess one day I'll get to the root of where that fucking comes from. I guess the people pleasing, it's nice to know where the root of that comes from. It's like, there's a lot of information on the internet. Maybe I should be the one to put out petty theft information. Where does your petty thievery habit come from? Paid for these shoes though, bro. Paid for these. I've been sort of like obsessing about building a shower. I get that. Whenever I meet someone with a Sprinter van and they have something I think is cool, I like to emulate it in a way, in my own way. I don't want to like, I'm not going to build exactly what he built. I thought it was retarded. But like, I just would take, like the hardwood floor in this van is sort of emulated from a guy, and the 80/20 rails. But yeah, I just, even though I know like, I'm also like, showers are retarded off grid in a way. It's just sort of a fun project. I don't know. I just feel like handling the water system, which has like been the biggest pain in my ass. Like if I had the water system handled and another solar panel on, this van would be tits. Yeah, it's just interesting new chapter about to unfold. Unless the universe is like in my record. I heard back from the Whitefish, and they said I was not selected. I didn't even get selected for an interview. I was eliminated in the pre-interview process, which I was like, damn. Must have had some hefty qualificants. And then I got my background check back from the city of Louisville, which is crazy. It's like, they're still pursuing me? They're taking their sweet ass time. Yeah, like, I was clean shaven when I went in for that interview, whenever the fuck that was. But yeah, I had no criminal recordness. I saw that they didn't even check the county where I do have a criminal record in, so that's how you get away with it. You just move a lot. And then there's enough counties in your back history they don't bother checking. But it's also funny to see the counties that came up, because it was like Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. It's like nowhere since van life has come up. So it's like, yeah, I'm an enigma. Well, that's all I got to report. But yeah, I'm excited. I found a house with a pole barn. It's $300,000. I'm like, that's a steal. Anywhere else, that would be $750. Anywhere else, cool, like hip. And I'm like,
like, fuck it, I'll pay. I'll pay your asking price. I don't give a fuck. I don't have it, but I'll pay it. And then I'll live in the pole barn and rent out the house. Done. And then the house will pay the mortgage. And then some, probably. Probably the mortgage and the bills. Yeah. So, I already got the plan. That's the plan. It'd be sweet if my plan actually got to come to fruition for once. I have a fixed fate. I don't know. Cincinnati, Ohio doesn't really make sense in the whole scheme of my story. Alabama made sense, because I remember, and Florida made sense, because me and my brother used to have Alabama and Florida jackets growing up as a kid. But there was no Cincinnati. Or Ohio. I don't know. Are we freestyling now? The story is unwritten? We'll see. It's going to be fun to negotiate the contract process with my new awareness of my sacral chakra. Not sacral chakra. My solar plexus center pull that I have. That if I just ask for time and just wait them out, we'll see if they'll come back with a juicier offer. Like, I don't even know what to add. I guess I could add more vacation time? Could I get 5 weeks? I had 5 weeks vacation when I used to work here. Could I get 5 weeks? Or more money? I want 5 weeks vacation or more money. That's not a bad thing. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.